Man, just when you thought that the VBS scandal was dead and buried, it comes back to bite the behind of the Deputy President of the Economic Freedom Fighters, Floyd Shivambu. Guys, yesterday we learned through the Parliament Ethics Committee that Floyd Shivambu failed to declare the money that he got from VBS Bank. You know that this is an allegation that that Economic Freedom Fighters has been denying for such a long time. But the Parliament Ethics Committee said that Floyd Shivambu failed to declare 180,000 rand that he got from VBS. So right now people are debating about whether Floyd Shivambu got money directly from VBS and Sgameka, because the letter says that Floyd Shivambu got money from Sgameka, but I think it is relevant to say Floyd Shivambu got money from VBS because Sgameka is the company that is owned by Floyd Shivambu's brother, and this company, it has been alleged for years to have gotten money from VBS. So if Floyd Shivambu is going to get money from Sgameka, people are technically going to say, Floyd Shivambu, you got money from VBS. So that is what it has been happening right now. So guys, this letter says, I write on behalf of the Joint Committee on Ethics and Members' Interest, who at its meeting on the 28th of September 2023 finalized its deliberation on your complaint dated the 16th of October 2018 against honorable. Guys, there is nothing honorable about these guys. I don't know why they keep calling each other honorable there in Parliament. There's nothing honorable about you guys there. So this is the letter that was written by the Parliament's Ethics Committee to the Democratic Alliance, because you know that the Democratic Alliance, they have been pursuing this matter for years, because you can see that they complained, or they laid a complaint about this thing back in 2018, and like now we are in 2023, so it's over 4 years already. So the letter says, I write on behalf of the Joint Committee on Ethics and Members' Interest, who at its meeting on the 28th of September 2023 finalized its deliberations on your complaint dated the 16th of October 2018 against Floyd Shivambu and the allegations related to the Vendor Mutual Bank Society, the VBS Bank. The committee obtained an affidavit by the liquidator in the VBS liquidation matter, which identified that 3 payments were made to Floyd Shivambu by Sgameka project as follows. On the 18th of August 2017, Floyd Shivambu got 100,000 rand. On the 24th of August, Floyd Shivambu got 30,000 rand. And on the 26th of August 2017, Floyd Shivambu got 50,000 rand. The committee noted that these 3 payments were not disclosed by Floyd Shivambu. In the light of the above, the committee found that Floyd Shivambu breached the Code of Ethical Conduct and Disclosure of the Members' Interest for failing to comply with the requirements of the provisions for disclosing financial interest. So why didn't Floyd Shivambu disclose this whole thing? Because if Sgameka is innocent in the whole VBS scandal, why didn't Floyd Shivambu disclose that, okay guys, Sgameka gave me 180,000 rand and Sgameka didn't steal money from VBS, so you cannot come and say that I stole money from VBS when Sgameka didn't steal money from VBS. So the one thing that I honestly want to understand is why Floyd Shivambu failed to disclose this whole thing, because if he fails to, by him failing to disclose this whole thing, it makes him look guilty technically, guys. It makes him look guilty. Whether you like it or not, why don't you just simply disclose that Sgameka gave me 100,000 rand or Sgameka gave me 180,000 rand if you know that Sgameka didn't get money from VBS? Because that is one thing that, again, that has been said by years by the leadership of the Economic Freedom Fighters. They've been saying it for years that we are innocent of this whole thing. Guys, if you remember, back then, Julius Malema was even asked about this whole thing of Floyd Shivambu getting money from VBS, and he said that Floyd Shivambu, if he steals any money, he's going to punish him accordingly.
What did the Deputy President of the EFF say to the leadership of the EFF? He brought his financial statement. And we looked at the financial statement. We went through the financial statement. We cannot locate any money from the VBS. I'm not scared of Floyd. If Floyd has stolen money, he will be punished accordingly.
Thanks.
Give me something that demonstrates that Floyd benefited from the VBS.
Well, it looks like Julius Malema's wishes came true. Because he wanted to be given something to show that Floyd Shivambu got the money from VBS. And right now, I have an interview from it is not really an interview. It's a clip from the chairperson of the ethical committee there in Parliament, where he's confirming that Floyd Shivambu got this money and Floyd Shivambu failed to declare this money.
The guilty find on Mr. Shivambu, it involves a total amount of 180,000 rand. Do you believe that that amount is an accurate reflection of the amounts he received?
Good morning,
it is Tony.
It is Tony. Good morning, Tony, and
thank you, sir.
Your viewers. Yes, what appeared before us and what we found were those amounts which were not declared by the member in his disclosures for 2017. We didn't find any other amount undeclared for the following reasons. When we did our investigations and our research on this issue, we had to go via the FIC to allow them to provide us with financial intelligence, which would have allowed us to check if there is any other amount. But the FIC indicated that Parliament is not a reporting structure in terms of Section 40, and therefore they are not in a position to share their intelligence, finance intelligence with us.
Yeah.
Upon legal advice, we then stopped that. At the time, the information we had before us was that he had not declared 180,000 rands. Secondly, all other matters related to this issue are outside of our purview as the Ethics Committee and are being investigated, I believe, by other law enforcement agencies like the SIU and whatever.
Okay, all right. And just quickly on the back of that, do you believe that your investigations went far enough? And I ask you that because part of your statement says that the investigation was, quote unquote, inconclusive.
We went as far as our code of conduct allows us. Remember that with us, the concentration is basically on whether money is received by the member were declared. So when we checked in terms of the complaint, there was an allegation that there were millions that were deposited. However, because we didn't have access to and were not allowed to access his other or bank accounts, we couldn't really do something that was outside of our code. So we stopped at the point where we checked whether this 180,000 that reflects from Skamera and Azania was declared. That's our remit, and we stopped there. Had there been any other issue, we would have followed it, but we don't have those powers in terms of the FIC Act.
So you've heard that, guys. You've heard what the leader of the ethics committee in Parliament is saying. But the other thing, man, I really want us to focus about when we talk about these politicians and some of these things that they do, man, is the issue of accountability, man. Is there any accountability for politicians in South Africa? Because you know that the law enforcement are hard on average South Africans, but when it comes to these politicians, it's a bit shaky, man. You remember even the last time, I'm trying to remember which interview was it. I think it was the newsroom interview where the Secretary General of the African National Congress, Fikile Mbalula, was asked about what is it exactly that Ramaphosa administration is doing to hold some of these politicians accountable. And one thing that Fikile Mbalula said is that the Ramaphosa administration is still strengthening the NPA. Man, it is 4 years. Ramaphosa has been in charge for 4 years, and these guys have said that they're gonna strengthen the NPA. That is what, like, it is the first thing that Ramaphosa said that he's going to do. Where is Shamila Batoyi? I haven't heard of Shamila Batoyi, man. Like, what is it exactly that the NPA is doing in our country? Because it looks like the law enforcement services, when it comes to punishing average South Africans, they can do their work, but when it comes to punishing these politicians, there are always excuses, man. So I really want you so guys, I really want to hear from you, man. Is it fair to say that Floyd Shivambu has been found guilty of not declaring 180,000 rands that he got from VBS, and the best thing that the parliament can do is to sanction him by taking maybe like merely 9 days of his salary. Is that fair? Is that fair? Because I dare you as an average citizen of South Africa to do what Floyd Shivambu did, and you can see that in South Africa we have law enforcement services, but when it comes to politicians, man, it looks like to them like they're being treated special than average South Africans, man. Because do you think that that punishment is enough to sanction someone by simply taking 9 days of his salary? 9 days, man. How about throwing the guy into jail? How about that? How about hauling his ass in front of the courts and make him answer that? How about that? But simply punishing him by like 9 days, 9 days of his salary, man. Is it sufficient? It's a slap on the wrist, man. For the crime that he has been found guilty of, it's a slap on the wrist.
Heard I don't know if I should characterize them as a problem that Parliament has had in trying to investigate this matter, because there is the FIC, which basically tracks the financial routes that monies would have taken. And so that structure says we're not a reporting structure to Parliament. Therefore, we cannot give you information. But here's a question. The investigative capacity of Parliament, and match that with the weight of the sanction, Mr. Shivambu will have 9 days of his salary that he will have to forfeit. Does that serve as a deterrent?
It's not, man. It is not. Just imagine, man, you have been alleged of stealing money from VBS, and the parliament finds you guilty of not declaring the money that you got from VBS, and the best punishment they can give you is to sanction you by taking 9 days of your salary. It is a joke.
Well, I think it actually depends on who is responsible for making these rules. And you would agree with me that these rules are actually made by the same members of parliament who would therefore decide on the kind of punishment that they're supposed to be getting. These are our own lawmakers in South Africa, and we expect...
And guys, lawmakers can never make the laws that are going to punish them harshly, man, because these guys, they know that they break the laws every time. So they cannot make the laws for them that are going to be harsh for them. We need to understand that.
...them to raise the bar in terms of matters of accountability, in terms of transparency, and also on matters relating to ethical conduct. And what you get is that in terms of the sanctions, they'll only talk about the loss of salary, a reprimand, counseling, and apology. That is what this committee can bring to South Africans. They are actually saying that we cannot go beyond anything else, but what we can do is that you only have to lose a salary if there has been a lot of amount, a huge amount of money that has been deposited into your own account. Another area, in my view, that will be of great concern is that even though Parliament cannot be able to go beyond its framework, do we have a strong investigative capacity in South Africa to deal with matters of this nature? And I would also want to take it back to Parliament that in terms of structures, in terms of systems and capacity in South Africa, it sounds like it is quite easy for a person to get a lot of wealth and nothing happens because we have no law enforcement agencies in South Africa. We've got a very weak NPA and very weak police. So this is what we have in South Africa, and unfortunately, that is what we have to live with.
Yes. It is a shame, man. It is a shame what we have in South Africa, man. It is a shame, I must say. These guys, they cannot pass laws that are harsher on them, man. It is simple as that. Just imagine, man. It is simple as that. They're gonna sanction you by by taking like 9 days of your salary and ask you to maybe apologize, and that's it. That's it. But I dare an average South African to do what Floyd Shivambu did. Then you will understand that in South Africa we have law enforcement services. Man, it is a shame. It is a shame. So guys, please tell me what you think on the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button, and the most important part, subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.